Today I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin cheesecake. And I know what you're thinking, cheesecake and pumpkin pie are like two of the best holiday desserts, and this recipe combines both of them together into the most amazing dessert. You guys are going to love it. It's got a buttery crust, creamy smooth, perfectly spiced filling, and it's easy to make. And I am totally craving some pumpkin cheesecake, so let's get started. We'll start with an easy graham cracker crust. You can buy pre-ground crumbs, but I always have graham crackers in my pantry, so I like to just do it myself. The easiest way to do this is to put the crackers into a large zip-top bag, then crush them with a rolling pin. You can also use a food processor. Nope, too far. Whatever method you pick, you want to have fine crumbs. Transfer that to a large measuring cup, and you should end up with 1.5 cups of crumbs. We're gonna jazz that up with a little bit of sugar and some ground cinnamon. Give that a quick stir, then stir in your melted butter. I'm using unsalted butter here, but salted butter will work. That was weird. I like butter. Stir that to combine. You should see your crumbs evenly moistened. Transfer that into a 9-inch springform pan with 3-inch tall walls. Now use the back of a large spoon to spread the crumbs into the pan. Push the crumbs about 1/2 inch up the sides of the pan. Pre-bake your crust at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 minutes. Now reduce the oven temperature to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and while the crust cools to room temperature, we're gonna make the pumpkin cheesecake filling. You can use an electric hand mixer, but I find a stand mixer just a little bit easier. Into your mixing bowl, add your cream cheese and light brown sugar. Make sure you check your brown sugar for any hard lumps. These won't dissolve easily and can mess up the consistency of your cheesecake. This recipe calls for packed light brown sugar, which means when you put it into the measuring cup, press it in so that when you add it to your bowl, it will keep its shape. We're using the paddle attachment here so we don't incorporate too much air, and beat on medium speed for about 5 minutes or until it's light and fluffy. You will need to scrape down the bowl a couple of times to make sure everything is really well incorporated. In a separate mixing bowl, you're gonna add 15 ounces of pumpkin puree. My favorite store-bought one is from Libby's because it has great color and flavor. A thinner pumpkin puree will mess up the consistency of your cheesecake. You're also gonna add your eggs, sour cream, flour, and a generous amount of pumpkin pie spice, and last but not least, some salt and vanilla extract. Whisk all of that together until it is smooth and combined. It should be thick and creamy. Now add your pumpkin mixture to the bowl of your stand mixer. And I like to get every last drop because it adds so much great pumpkin flavor. Continue mixing that on low speed using the same paddle attachment. Keep it on low speed so you don't incorporate too much air into the mixture, and scrape down your bowl a time or two to make sure everything is really well combined. Pour your filling into your pre-baked and cooled crust. Even out the top with your spatula, and to release the air bubbles and prevent cracks, tap your cheesecake pan on your counter several times. You'll see some bubbles pop at the surface. Bake your cheesecake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 50 to 60 minutes. Baking with a pan of hot water helps create steam to prevent cracks. Bake until the edges are set and the center 3 inches of your cheesecake have a wobble when you jolt the pan. Turn the oven off, prop the door open with a wooden spoon, and slowly let it cool down for about 30 minutes. Once it's out of the oven, run a knife around the edge to help reduce tension and prevent cracks. Now let it cool completely to room temperature on a wire rack. When it's at room temperature, cover with plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 4 hours, or you can do it overnight. Okay, because I planned ahead, I have a cheesecake that was waiting for me in the refrigerator. This one I overbaked just a little smidge of poo. So it got a little tiny crack, but it's a tiny crack. And sometimes even if you get everything right, you might get a tiny crack, but really, who cares?
I don't.
But Yum doesn't. It's still gonna be so delicious. I'm telling you guys. Okay, I'm gonna serve this up right away because I cannot wait any longer. And I'm telling you, your kitchen will smell like fall when you bake this pumpkin cheesecake. It's like all the best flavors and aromas of fall. And because we already ran the knife around the edge earlier, it releases super easy. I get so excited. It's so beautiful. And it doesn't need a water bath, so it's super easy to bake. You can serve it over the springform pan or transfer it to a cake plate. And I think we're gonna be brave and we're gonna transfer it to a cake plate. What sayest, Vadim?
I say it's doeth.
Do it. I will doeth iteth. Just gonna have to, oh, look at this. I think it's gonna be easier than I thought. It's like a buttery crust, so it definitely doesn't stick, which is awesome because even if you serve it off of the springform base, it's very easy to serve. Okay, look at all these crumbs. Gonna have to save those for later. Just kidding, maybe. Let's not destroy this. It reminds me of Thanksgiving one year where I brought my like classic cheesecake to dinner. It was on a cake plate that didn't have a rim. And as I was getting out of my car, it splatted right onto the sidewalk. It was such a disaster, literally so bad. I'll always remember that. And I will always use a cake plate with a rim. Okay, lessons learned. Look, Linda, look. We're just gonna tidy up a smidgen. Life is a little messy sometimes. And we embrace it, right, honey?
Use a leaf blower.
A leaf blower? No, it'd be horrible. But I appreciate your thought. Okay, it's calling my name. Okay, here we go. And just like with a regular cheesecake, use a little paper towel between slices to clean it up. That way you'll get much prettier slices and you won't make it all awful and chewed up looking. That is a generous slice. Look at that. Look at the texture. It is so like creamy and whipped and decadent. It is everything good. Oh my goodness. Just because we can't leave well enough alone, we're gonna dress this up. Because keep in mind, this pumpkin cheesecake isn't overly sweet, and so adding something a little extra on top is really nice here. Highly recommend our homemade caramel sauce. It's super easy to make in a saucepan. I will leave a link to this in the notes. I do love to drizzle this on first. It adds just the right amount of sweetness, and it is such a cozy topping, so that's what I'm gonna do. Drizzle it on there. Don't be shy. Instead, be generous, because it's so good. And then once the caramel sauce is on, then I'm gonna pipe on some whipped cream, and I have a great whipped cream recipe on my site. It's just 3 ingredients: heavy cream, sugar, and vanilla. But for the pumpkin cheesecake, instead of vanilla, I use a little bit of rum. Just like an extra little layer of flavor. It makes it a little more exciting, and it goes really well with like the fall, autumn flavors. So we are going to pipe a generous dollop of this over the top, make a beautiful poof, and add an extra little bit more of the pumpkin spice, or you can use a little cinnamon, whatever you want. But I like this little duster, it's so cute. I'll link to it in the notes, just in case you need one. Isn't that so cute? Ah, I can't wait to eat it. Okay, and now all that's left to do is dig in. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, it is so smooth. Look at this. Come to mama. Wow. It's like, it has so much pumpkin flavor, first of all. It totally tastes like a cross between a pumpkin pie and a cheesecake. It is next level. So cozy for fall. I love that it's perfectly spiced inside because it has a good amount of pumpkin pie spice in there. And then all the toppings. I feel like they really make it. Like, don't skip the toppings. They're super fun. You can also add like some chopped nuts if you want. There's some options, and I will leave those in the blog post. But this is so cozy, so homey, perfect for fall, perfect for the holidays. Make this and you will impress everyone, and it's really pretty easy to make. I hope you totally love it. Let me know if you guys have any recipe requests. Let me know where you guys spotted Sharky in the video, and we'll see you on the next episode of Natasha's Kitchen. All right, I want more. Okay, just, you guys have to come in close. I wanted some of the cream too. I didn't get any cream on my first bite. It's only fair. Look at that texture. It is so whipped and airy. I gotta do another one.
Can I have the rest?
Yes, but I might make myself another slice. Okay, here you go, honey. Enjoy.